What's up, peeps? How's it going? Happy Sunday. I just got back from the grocery store and I thought I would jump on live and share with you just a couple of the staples that get me through the week. I'm also going to do just a little bit of meal prep. Gonna try to get everything together for this quinoa salad I'm gonna make, which should last really well throughout the week. And then I'm making this kind of like street corn chicken salad that I'm going to eat on throughout the week as well. So welcome. I was talking on my stories this morning about, one of the biggest barriers that people see with optimizing their health and wellness is I'm too busy. I don't have enough time. I don't have enough time to cook, meal prep, count macros. I'm too busy to meal prep, cook, count macros. And guys, you're just making it harder than it has to be, is what I have to say about that. And I also just have to say that you got to make time, all right? And if you use your time wisely, then it will save you hours for the week to come. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. At the end of the day, eating healthy takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of effort. We live in a kind of society, in an environment, in a culture that makes eating like an asshole very easy. It's very easy. We also live in these just overscheduled, go types of day to day that we're just not prioritizing what we need for our health and wellness. So anyway, let me share with you a couple of staples that I got at Kroger today. I'm going to start with what I'm snacking on because that's a really big question. Now, for me, I aim for 3 big meals a day, okay? I do intermittent fast, so I typically do my first meal around 11 or 12, my second meal around 2 or 3, and then my last meal around 7 or 8. I'm aiming for about 40 grams of protein at each meal. I'm aiming for about maybe 500 to 600 calories, maybe 600 to 700 calories a meal. It just kind of depends on if I'm in a deficit or if I'm in maintenance. But when you focus on eating 3 big meals a day, you don't have to stress about how am I going to hit my protein with a snack. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to snack on hard-boiled eggs. Nobody wants to snack on beef jerky, okay? And so if you're trying to meet your protein goal with a bunch of snacks, it's just gonna limit your snack opportunities. So that's kind of my strategy, 3 big meals, and then my snacks are just kind of fun, okay? I try to do, no more than 1 or 2 snacks a day, but this is what I'm snacking on. Number 1, I love all things popcorn. Okay, I'm a volume eater. I need a lot of volume. I live for kettle corn. So I love these skinny popcorn, 2.5 cups, which is a big bowl. It gives you a lot to eat. It's only 140 calories. The white cheddar, 150 calories. So I kind of stock up on this, and if I want something sweet, salty, crunchy, I'm gonna grab a little bit of popcorn. But obviously, you could make your own popcorn if you don't want to do that. I also loaded up on some of these wild protein chips. And so this is the exception. 1 serving of this does give you 10 grams of protein. These are excellent. They're a little pricey, but I love to kind of nibble on that. And then the rest of it, guys, is just tons of fruit. I'm obsessed with cuties. You can eat 2 cuties for 80 calories, okay? So I'm eating a ton of those. Obsessed with Honeycrisp apples, things like that. So that's what I tried to kind of snack on. I got these for my kids. These are peanut butter crackers, cheese crackers, if they want to kind of grab something and go. So that's kind of what I'm snacking on. Oh, I got a watermelon, another great snack in the summertime. So how do you pick a good watermelon? Let's talk about it. So this is what I've learned, and so far, it has not failed me this year. The last one was not great, but it was still edible. So number 1, you want a big yellow patch. And that basically says that it's been sitting in the field for a long time, okay? So you want a big yellow patch. The second thing that you want are these like little, you see these like veins right here? You can see them there, you can see them here. That, and this one has it all over. You can see it here. And I kind of had to dig through because there was a lot of them that didn't have that veining on it. That means that the bees have been attacking this, which is gonna make it sweeter. So I'm gonna cut this up while we're chatting and see if that works. But so far, so good. What else? So I'm making a pasta dish. I'm making this caramelized onion pasta dish that I saw on social media. It looks amazing. So I'm gonna prep that. But in terms of pasta, these are my go-to pastas, okay? I'm actually gonna try this caramelized onion with some ravioli that I got. You wanna see it? I'll get it. Where is the ravioli? I need one of those cameras that kind of follows you, but I just picked this up, this 4 cheese ravioli. I've never had it. But it has 6 servings, 250 calories, 11 grams of protein. So I thought that that would be kind of fun. I'm gonna try that. But typically when I'm using pasta, I'm gonna use either the chickpea pasta or the edamame pasta, okay? The edamame pasta is amazing. It is 24 grams of protein and it has 12 grams of fiber. You can find it at any grocery store. I just shopped at Kroger. This is where I got everything that you see here. So this is a great option, especially for my vegans and vegetarians. Like if you're not eating a ton of animal protein or none at all, this is a great product. 24 grams of protein in 1 serving. So put your pasta sauce, put your Alfredo sauce, put your veggies in it, and this is so good. This is the one that I use most because the fam knows no different. The trick to this chickpea pasta that I found is that you gotta cook it and then drain it and then rinse it with hot water, okay? I know traditional pasta, you would never do that, but for this one, I promise you, it makes all the difference. In addition, you kind of have to overcook it. Do not undercook this type of pasta. Again, traditional pasta, they want it to be like al dente. You don't want this to be al dente. That'd be al crunchy, and then you won't like it. So again, this caramelized onion sauce that I'm making would go great over some of this pasta with like maybe a little chicken in it, grilled chicken. That's what it takes. I mean, again, any recipe that you find, and I was talking about this the other day, you know, at the end of the day, it may not perfectly hit your macros. Actually, these 2 recipes that I'm making, this quinoa salad and that caramelized onion, are from a vegan blogger. So there's no animal protein in it. There's a little bit of protein, but not enough for me. So again, with this quinoa salad, I'm just gonna add some chicken. I could add some edamame because it's got like a little Asian twist to it. With the caramelized onion, again, I'm just gonna add some chicken. I could add some ground beef, whatever. So we're gonna figure it out. So I'm gonna start by cooking my quinoa. Quinoa is a great carbohydrate. This cup has almost 15 grams of protein in it. So I think it has some of the highest protein content for most grains like rice and couscous and things like that. So here's my question. Do you have to rinse quinoa? I don't know. I mean, I always rinse my rice, but we're just gonna YOLO it today and I'm not gonna rinse it. Here's the other hack when it comes to making your rice, making your quinoa, and I kind of posted that the other day, is instead of making it with water, make it with bone broth. Okay, so 1 cup of this has 10 grams of protein. Now, I'm cooking it in my pressure cooker, so it is 1-to-1. So I'm only gonna use a half a cup, but hey, this is gonna add an extra 5 grams of protein. Now, this quinoa right here has 20 grams of protein in it. So this is gonna make up my salad. So I'm gonna stick this in the pressure cooker and I'm gonna cook that up. So let's do that. stir it just a little bit. Let me know if you guys have any questions. What about gluten-free options? Quinoa and bonsai pasta are gluten-free, but other options would be great. Yeah, they are gluten-free. I mean, what kind of gluten-free options do you need? For what? You know? I'm not gluten-free, so I don't have a ton of suggestions, but I just gave you 4 examples right there. Oh yes, rinse it. Okay, too late. We'll see how that works. I love the edamame pasta. Oh, look, it's a Miss Shar up in France, checking along. Okay, so I'm gonna put this on my pressure cooker. There's a rice setting. It's really simple. Let me do that. Okay, so boom, we've got one thing kind of going. And then while that's cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and get my onions ready for this dish. I love caramelized onions, and this recipe makes it really easy. If you've ever caramelized onions, you know that they take forever. So the purpose of this recipe is you just throw it in the oven and it bakes for about an hour. So I thought I'd go ahead and cook this because I'm gonna be prepping a bunch of stuff, cutting up this watermelon, putting together a chicken salad. And so then when I'm done with all that, dinner's ready. Yes, that's how easy it is. And I'm making actually a bunch of new recipes this week to try out. I was talking a couple of days ago about just feeling like I'm in a rut, eating the same thing over and over. It's a good thing. You know, it's one of the strategies that I teach my clients in my lean program is you've got to have your core 4. You've got to have those meals that you repeat over and over that require very little effort on your part. You know, you whip them up, you know the macros off the top of your head, you know you're in a good place, and you know that creates the consistency that you need to make healthy eating really easy. But everybody gets bored, and sometimes you just got to look for new things to make, new ways to make different things. And this is this week, okay? That's what I'm kind of doing this week, trying out a bunch of new recipes. Typically when I do this, you know, it can go both ways. They can be big hits in my family, or they can be big fails. But you try it once, and if they're a hit, you add it to your core 4 and put it on the rotation. And if they're a fail, then everybody gets a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and we make something I know they'll like tomorrow, you know? Like, keep it simple. Keep it really simple. So I've got my mandolin, which is so handy in the kitchen. Choppers, a good knife, a mandolin, and I'm just gonna thinly slice these onions, which it probably needs to be a little bit thinner than that. But you know me, YOLO. We are going to make it work. And you just use a bunch of onions. I'm trying not to slice my fingers off. Speaking of onions, someone's asking, is your pickled recipe on my Instagram page? It absolutely is, yes. So I'll tell it to you. It's very simple. It is 2 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar, 1/4 cup of sugar. Boil that, and then put your sliced onions in it. Put it in the refrigerator, let those bad boys marinate, and you are good to go. Pickled onions are so good to have on hand. They add so much flavor to anything. Someone was like, where do you use them? Anything and everything is where I use them. I'm just gonna thinly slice these on their own. I put them in my salads. I put them on my burgers. I put them in my tacos. my carnitas, anything and everything. And they just add so much flavor. Yesterday, I did like a carnita salad the other day. And essentially my dressing was pickled onions, banana peppers. Oh gosh, am I gonna start crying? Banana peppers and avocado, salsa. Like I didn't need any, fancy dressings or anything because they had so much flavor. The other thing that I've been eating a ton of, that again is so easy to make, is broccoli sprouts. I'm really trying to work on increasing the amount of plants that I'm eating. Plants, fruits, vegetables, in order to just kind of optimize my gut health. And really my main goal with that is diversity, to try to increase as much plant diversity as possible. So broccoli sprouts are absolutely loaded with nutrients. They are so good for you and they're great on everything. So let me show you those. Here are my pickled onions. And I was talking to you guys last week that as I eat them, as the onions go down, there's still all this juice. So I'm so lazy that I will just quickly slice up another onion, stuff it in there, let it marinate for 24 hours, and you got more pickled onions. It's like perpetual bone broth. Have you ever heard of perpetual bone broth? I used to make perpetual bone broth. So it's like perpetual red onions. I mean, eventually the juice goes down and you gotta, make your own. But here are my broccoli sprouts. Look at them. So today I was at the grocery store, and for a packet, maybe like half the size, it was $5 for these bad boys. I probably made this for 20 cents. 20 cents. They're so easy. Check out my YouTube channel. All the content I put on Instagram is on YouTube too. And the nice thing about my YouTube channel is you can search, so you're like, oh, pickled onions, broccoli sprouts, and you'll find the videos so much faster there. So these two bad boys I've been eating a lot of lately. A lot of. Put those back. I also have been eating a ton of these. They're from Costco. They are fantastic. There was another one, an elote. It's got corn and like jalapenos in it that I tried. So good. The burger is 170 calories, 19 grams of protein. Remember, I need 40 grams, so I usually use 2 at a time to get my protein. Throw it on like a big salad. I even made like a big burger with it, with some bread the other day. So this is another great product. Okay, so here we go. I've got my sliced onions ready to go. And then basically, this recipe is so easy. It is some salt. This is my favorite salt, the real salt from Redmond's. A little pepper. And if it's good, I'll post it. Okay, so all these recipes that I'm gonna try, I've made a lot of tweaks with them just to help the macros and the protein and stuff, but if they're good, I will post it for you. Italian seasoning, and throw that in there. And then sun-dried tomatoes. So you're supposed to use the whole jar, and it is, when I was doing the macros, I was like, ooh, that's a lot of macros, but it kind of still worked out. So I'm gonna trust the process, and I'm gonna put the whole jar in there. That noise is horrible. I went ahead and got the ones that were already, they were julienned, so I didn't have to cut them up. So that was nice. And then I'm just gonna stir all this up. Ooh, this is gonna be so good, guys. And this recipe is, so basically I'm gonna cook this for an hour in the oven, and then I'm gonna pull it out. I'm gonna add some spinach, some parsley, fresh parsley, some coconut milk, because it makes it really creamy. Again, this was like a vegan website. So you could probably use cream. Actually, what I was thinking, I was going to blend some cottage cheese because, you know, I love a blended cottage cheese, and basically that's cream. So I may do that. I don't know. We'll see. And then you toss it in some pasta. Look at that. So good. Okay, I'm going to stick this. See if it's going to fit in my oven. Probably not with the lid on, so I'm going to grab some Reynolds wrap. Yeah. Let's see. She says it's upside down. I know it's upside down. Everything's so upside down. So again, the pickled onion recipe, 2 cups of water, 2 cups of vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar. You can use white vinegar. 1/4 a cup of sugar. I actually used half of that last time and they were fine. They were still very good. So I'm not even sure you have to use the sugar. Oh, there we go. So look at that, almost 1 full meal down. And then slice up your onions. Yes, slice up your onions. Yay, how much sugar? Can you please repeat your daily calorie and macro intake? What are your thoughts on green powders as supplements? Red onions. So when I was eating in a caloric deficit in January, my deficit was 1,600 calories. At the end of 10 weeks, when I actually averaged it all out and looked at all my data, I love to look at data. Let me tell you, you know, a lot of people are like, I don't want to track macros. You know, I don't have time for that. But we're only tracking for a short period of time. And that data is so valuable, okay? So my goal was 1,600. After looking at my data, I was really averaging 1,700 because progress, not perfection. Let's see here. This is interesting. Don't you love it when you open it up and you're like, did a worm live in here? So that's what I did. You can check out my results. You can see my transformation. I lost a ton of inches. Great weight loss in that 10-week period. So, and then it was 130 to 140 grams of protein. Now I'm reverse dieting, which is such an important step in your weight loss journey. Like if I want to sustain my results, I have to reverse diet. So since March, maybe April, May, June, I've been slowly increasing my calories. So I'm up to 1,900 calories a day while staying within my range. So my maintenance calories are closer to like 2,200. Guys, you cannot live on 1,200 calories a day. Like that's your problem. You've been grinding out a caloric deficit for way too long. Your metabolism has adapted. You're not going to see progress. And that's why for a lot of people, the way you start is to fix your metabolism. Okay, let me try this and see if I got a good one. Don't you hate it when you actually get a bad one? Oh, I'm telling you, 3 for 3. This is phenomenal. Yellow spot, bee marks. That's what you want. So good. I love watermelon. What are your thoughts on green powders? So Athletic Greens actually sent me a container to use. I'm just gonna be honest. I've not been consistent with it. But at the end of the day, I just kind of see it a little bit as like a glorified multivitamin. And for $90, like I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a scam. I think it's a lot. But I have not tried them, okay, consistently. So they could be miracle things. I think at the end of the day, people are like, oh, I don't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables, so I'm gonna take these green powders. It doesn't work like that, guys. The trade-off is not the same. You are not going to elevate your gut health with a green powder. Okay, you've got to have fiber, you've got to have antioxidants, you've got to have phytochemicals, you've got to have, vitamins and minerals. So I definitely would not use it in replace of getting your fruits and vegetables. Is it going to hurt you? No, it's not going to hurt you. The last bottle, broccoli sprouts. I love their chicken links. Yes, I do too. Costco. Was it upside down? I mean, can you, there we go. It's backwards. I mean, we got the camera backwards. I think the brand, it's AMYLU, Amy Lou. Amy Lou, they have a lot of really good products that I love to use. Love all your ideas, yay. Can you try a macro-friendly poppy seed chicken? Reagan, I already did. It's on my YouTube page. I have the most amazing broccoli casserole that I make for my family all the time. It's basically the same thing. Canned chicken, you know, cream of chicken soup. So it's there. Search my YouTube page and you'll find it. It's so simple, guys, to make your favorite recipes macro-friendly. I get it. It's not that simple for everybody. But it is for me. So if there's ever recipes that you need to improve the macros, let me know and I will help you. There's some recipes that's just like, people are like, pizza. Well, I mean, I do have like a chicken crust pizza, something that I saved that's interesting to look at, but it's like, why are we making pizza macro friendly? Like, if you're gonna eat pizza, okay? Balance out your other meals. Like, that's the key, is to enjoy the foods that you love in the form in which they're supposed to be consumed, you know? Like, pizza isn't with chicken crust, okay? But balance out your other meals. How are you gonna get your protein when you're eating pizza, okay? Maybe you eat some yogurt or something before. Am I stressing you guys out the way I'm cutting this watermelon? Because it's real special. Macaroni and cheese is another big one. Make macaroni and cheese macro-friendly. No, just eat macaroni and cheese with some broccoli and some chicken. I will say there is actually some really good mac and cheese brands. I'm absolutely obsessed with, and I'll show you, it's in my pantry. I wanna say Goodles. I've seen them at, I'm not sure I'm seeing them at Kroger, but I have seen them at Target. So let me show you that. Let's see here, where are they? Goodles. Shell Good. These are the white cheddar and shells. They make about 3 servings and they have 15 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber. Love that. Are you trying to get your 30 to 40 grams of fiber a day? The ingredients are stellar. So like, try these. They're really good. And my kids really like these. So I found them at Target. I found it at Target. What other questions? The sugar helps with formation. Barb, I knew it was there for some reason. So that's why I put a little bit in there. Somebody sent me a recipe and they're like, this one has no sugar. And I was like, I feel like the sugar does something. But at the end of the day, it's like, it's pretty insignificant. And pickled onions, oh, they're so good. And they're so expensive. They're so expensive at the store. So I love to make my own because that's a place that I can save some moolah. So we're gonna be eating lots of watermelon. They're sweet. I know I'm not eating enough. You're not long. I have a lot to learn. We'll look at your YouTube tonight. Yeah, great. Do you have a Costco list? I'm going to be near one tomorrow. I have a Costco highlight. I have a couple of reels. So again, if you search my YouTube, like Costco, you'll find them a lot easier than you will on Instagram. There are so many great products at Costco. I just had those real good chicken burritos. Oh, they're so good. So good. And guys, if you're sitting here and you're like, you know, Amy, who's like, I have so much to learn. Well, I'm here to teach you. I have a whole session, brand new session of lean starting tomorrow. And the first week is just prep week. You know, you don't have to have anything ready. You don't have to do nothing. You just got to show up, and I'm going to teach you everything. And it's all going to be about just kind of making small changes in where you are. I had a girl email me today, and she's like, you know, I'm thinking about signing up. I've signed up for so many programs, and they never work for me because my husband is a picky eater, and I don't have time to make 2 meals. So what do your recipes look like? Like, what are we going to be eating? And I emailed her back, and I was like, honestly, we're going to start with the food that you're already eating. We're going to take the meals that you're cooking, that your husband's eating, and we're going to figure out what are the macros to those meals and how can we make them better? You know, how can we, typically it's like, how can we add more protein and cut calories? That's what it comes down to. You know, it's all about protein and calories. And when you focus on optimizing your protein and managing your calories within a caloric deficit, then I think my daughter's over there making fun of me. Are you making fun of me?
No, I'm mouthing to Dad.
Oh, okay. Once you do that, I'm here to tell you, everything else falls into place. Like, your carbs fall into place, your fats fall into place. When you're trying to manage all your macros at one time, again, that's when macro management is so hard, because it's never perfect. It never ends up. Okay, maybe I should does everybody want to know my technique for cutting watermelon? It's so precise, but we're just gonna get it in there. So we have, and here's the thing, like, you can eat watermelon. That's the thing, fruit is such a low calorie snack. And we are in prime fruit season. Prime fruit season. Okay, how much magnesium do I take a day? I take so much magnesium every day. Magnesium is your number one missing mineral. It is you're deficient in it. And I'm here to tell you, when you talk about supplements, the one that's going to give you the biggest return on your investment is a good magnesium, okay? I would say most of the magnesiums on the market are absolute crap because they're magnesium oxide. Like, if you walk into Walmart or Kroger and you buy magnesium, 90% of the magnesium on the shelf is magnesium oxide, and you only absorb 1% of that. It's not gonna do anything. So if you're someone who's like, I tried magnesium and it did not get rid of my migraines and it did not help me feel better, I promise you were taking the wrong form of magnesium, or you weren't taking enough of it. So I use the Relight. I make my own magnesium bicarb. I take magnesium pills because I know my magnesium levels. My magnesium RBC, that's what you want to be looking at, not your serum magnesium. So my quinoa salad also has chickpeas in it. So it's got chickpeas. I'm going to put some edamame in it. Quinoa, those would be my main protein sources. TBD, if it's going to give me 40 grams of protein. Most likely, I'm probably going to have to add some chicken or something. So I will rinse those off. And yeah, chickpeas. These are also really good, like roasted. Edamame is another easy plant-based protein source to keep around. I put it in everything. Let's see here. I'm gonna get some peppers out to slice for my quinoa salad. I've got some red onion. I could actually even put my pickled red onion in it. But I know that this is going to, like, quinoa salad is going to hold up really well. You could put some kale in it because kale holds up really well. So, I soak in Epsom salts daily. Is that enough? No. You're going to get very little magnesium uptake from just Epsom salt. Now, I have a transdermal magnesium soak. It's not Epsom salt. It's a high potent magnesium that I use with my clients. We do a 30-day soak challenge, probably at least twice a year, and that works. Okay, that's awesome. But again, you know, you can look, it's like, do I have enough magnesium? Well, do you have any symptoms of magnesium deficiency? If not, then you probably have enough magnesium. Or test, don't gas. Go to my website, download my free lab guide. Okay, ideally you're getting all of those tests done at least once a year. Let's see here. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, sorry. Lots of bowls. That's the other thing that you're gonna need when you are meal prepping. If you're an OG follower, that will make you laugh, because probably one of the biggest arguments me and my husband have are over the amount of bowls that I use in cooking, meal prep. Let me tell you another meal prep gadget that will absolutely change your life. This chopper. I mean, my chopper is so old. I've used it for so long. I'm trying to let those drain. And it makes like salads and foods so easy. Watch this. So I've ed this pepper, and the nice thing is that it's a little loud, so sorry about that. Because you got to give it a really good punch. If I don't do that, then it won't work. But it makes all the pieces uniform. How many times have you eaten the sticker? I probably do that all the time. So I'm gonna chop up my peppers and my red onions. One of the things that I realized, so we do in my monthly membership, we do a 30 a plant diversity challenge during our gut health month. And the goal is to eat 30 different plants every month. Not every month, I'm sorry, every week. And I was like, oh, this is gonna be a piece of cake. Like, I eat so many vegetables, and you know, I love fresh food, and I love big salads, and I love soups. Well, what I learned in doing that challenge, because you actually write down all your plants that you eat. So like quinoa is a plant, rice is a plant, herbs are plants, obviously fruits and vegetables are plants, is that I eat the same ones. So, and here I am eating all the same ones that I always eat. And that is, you know, peppers, onions, mushrooms, broccoli, green beans, corn. And so at the end of the day, it was like I was only getting maybe 15 to 20 different plants a day, not a day, a week, because I didn't have a lot of diversity. Now, I didn't used to eat a lot of fruit. I just had this kind of carb phobia, which I'm sure a lot of you have as well. But ever since I've really kind of focused, yes, carbs are problematic, okay? But carbs in the right portion, in moderation. Guys, check it out. How amazing. Look, it's all done. Boom. Like, the salad is gonna come together so quick and so easy because of that chopper. Here I am crying again. But what was I talking about? I totally can't remember. I know I was talking about plant diversity, but eating the same things over and over. So trying to find some variety is helpful. But sometimes that's not where you start. You know, I think a lot of people are just struggling to prep and eat more at home and, you know, eat less processed foods. So it's like you got to figure out where you are and what's the next level up. You know, for me, I'll tell a client, I'm like, listen, if you're eating out twice a day, 5 days a week, then your first step is to eat out twice a day, 4 days a week. Okay, what is it going to take to get you eating at home, prepping at home, one more day a week. And then let's build on that. You know, I think a lot of people fail at programs like Lean or, you know, just kind of doing it because they try to make radical changes, you know, on day one. They go from living on, you know, McDonald's and sweet tea and sitting on the couch to trying to prep all this healthy food and, you know, get to the gym 6 times. And by day 2, they're burnt out, they're done. And then they're pissed because they bought all this healthy food. That's why I tell people, like, don't plan anything for prep week. You don't need anything. Like, don't go to the store and buy a bunch of food that you don't even know if you're going to eat. Again, start with the food you're currently eating, track it, find the macros, and let's tweak that, okay? Then we can, you know, say, okay, well, this lunch is definitely not going to work. You cannot have pizza and beer twice a week, all right? So next week, we need to sub out 2 meals. So what are we going to do for those 2 meals? The rest of your meals are good, you know, but let's focus on these 2 meals. And you're just so much more successful when you kind of look at it that way. Love your recipes. How many meals a day do you eat? I eat 3 meals a day. I just cut up my watermelon with you. Yeah, so again, I eat 3 meals and then 1 or 2 snacks throughout the day. But I try to limit it to, I think 4 eating times is the most optimal time. Now, I intermittent fast, so I typically eat between about 11 and 8, sometimes 11 and 9, just depending on my schedule. So again, I do a meal at like 11, 2 or 3, and then 5 or 6. You're cracking me up the way you're cutting that watermelon. I know, it's horrible. Do you prefer Costco's or Sam's? Which do you typically find more healthy, high protein options? Costco. Sam's is the wild, wild west. I mean, my kids love to go into Sam's because there is so much junk food in Sam's. I mean, there is good stuff, but you can definitely find a lot more healthier stuff, especially like packaged, you know, minimally processed food at Costco. But I know a lot of people don't have Costco. Hey, trying to find your YouTube, Amanda Nybert RD. It's also linked in my Instagram. So go to my main page. There's a link in my bio, and it'll take you right to my YouTube. Do you know how much you absorb by soaking? It just depends. Just depends. Everybody's different. A lot of people have like barriers to magnesium optimization due to secondary nutrition deficiencies. Again, optimizing your magnesium is really hard. When you look at magnesium RBC, optimal levels are 6.5 to 7. And I can't get mine above 5.5. I have a really high burn rate. Some people have slow burn rates. Some people have really high burn rates. I have a really high burn rate, or I've got a secondary deficiency that I just can't seem to figure out how to get my numbers up. So I'm still working on it. Yeah, you can message me. If you guys want like the chopper link, magnesium links, you got to DM me because I can't put any links in these stories. Somebody says I'm a diabetic. All right, I can help you. Everything we do in Lean is going to manage your blood sugar. Like those are actually the pillars, the things that I want to do for you in that 7-week program is I want to help you increase your metabolic rate, increase your sluggish metabolism by getting you eating enough, adding enough protein, increasing your steps, improving your sleep, teaching you about alcohol and your metabolism. So that's kind of goal number 1. Number 2, I want to help you balance out your blood sugar because blood sugar dysregulation is what's driving inflammation the most in the United States. Just because you're a diabetic doesn't mean you have to cut out all the carbs. All right, when you combine carbohydrates with proteins and fibers and fats, you space them out throughout the day, you eat in an intermittent fasting window, I'm telling you, your blood sugar regulation gets so much better. Sitting by the pool. I'm just popping on and plant-based. Can't eat soy, struggling. Well, I'm not your girl because I am not plant-based. Because I believe that especially women need at least small amounts of animal protein in their diet. So there's a lot of plant-based people on this app that would probably be able to help you a little bit better. But I can tell you, if you're plant-based and you can't eat edamame, soy, which is the best, plant protein there is, because it is the one with the complete amino acid profile. It is a superfood. And you are struggling to feel your best and lose weight, it is a protein issue. It is absolutely a protein issue. What supplement vitamin did you think is a waste of time? We were talking about Athletic Greens. Well, not the brand Athletic Greens. We were just talking about green powders. And again, I don't think they're going to do any harm, but TBD. Do you have black coffee in the morning? Yes, I do have black coffee in the morning. Black coffee when I wake up, pretty much work out first thing in the morning. And that's what I'm doing. I wonder how my onions are. Okay. Anything else? Any other questions before I wrap it up? This is like rapid fire. I'm in here sweating. Yes. I do have that free thyroid webinar tonight with Mandy Snell. So excited about that. We have nearly 2,000 people that have registered to hear that tonight. If you have not registered and you want access to the webinar tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or if you want us to send you the replay because you can't make it tonight, sign up. The link is in my bio, okay? I think it's also in my stories, but it may be gone right now. But we're gonna go over everything about your thyroid, what it does, why it ain't working, why you're looking at the wrong labs, what you should be doing to fix it. Because again, you know, if you've got thyroid dysfunction like a lot of women do, it's another thing that's slowing down your metabolic rate. But what I just want to leave you with before I wrap up, and if you found this beneficial, if you could do me a favor, because this is just tons of free content that I'm giving out, I'm going to save this on my page. Go to it, click the share button, throw it in your stories. It would mean the world to me. It really helps me connect with as many people as possible, and that's your way of saying thank you. But because I want to try to reach as many people as possible. But at the end of the day, you know, just because your thyroid's low doesn't mean you can't make progress and feel better. Just because your hormones are out of whack and you're in menopause does not mean you cannot make progress and feel better. You know, everyone is too focused on their ailments, you know, in terms of like diabetes and thyroid and PCOS and cortisol issues. You know, you're so focused on that you're just not doing the foundational work. You're not eating a caloric deficit. You don't understand how many calories you're eating. You don't understand your protein needs. You don't know how to hit your protein needs. You're not drinking enough water. You're sitting all day. And it's like, do the foundation, because it's going to get you going in the right direction. So anyway, would love to work with you in my lean program. Would love to see you tonight. If you're watching this on the replay and you have any questions, ask them in the comments below. Look who it is. Oh, I thought it was Bubby. It's Dad. Talk to you later. Bye.